Oh boy, do I have a special one for you guys today. We are going to be diving into one of the most underrated shows of all time. I'm very serious when I say I absolutely loved this show as a kid, not only for the awesome characters, but for the visuals as well. In my opinion, the show looked very good and was different for its time. Kinda reminds me of that Jimmy Neutron animation. Now without further ado, let's get into this video. Now this episode kicks off with Fanboy tumbling down the steps when he answers the door and sees a coffin. Now this was really weird because inside of this coffin was another Fanboy, a more sinister and vampire version of himself. This is when this man wakes up from his nightmare terrified. Now my guy Chum Chum on the other hand was having a very chill morning. He walks past this man yawning when Fanboy was like, "Dude, I had the craziest dream." Chum Chum was like,
"The one where you stand in front of a crowd without your underwear?"
He says, "No, I dreamed I was big." Wait a minute, Chum Chum, what is this on my neck? I mean, it looks like a mosquito bite, my guy. This man Fanboy then says, or maybe it's a vampire bite. You see, it was a cold winter night and we slept with the window open. And I just so happened to wake up with a swollen, itchy bite. Now, does that sound like a mosquito bite to you?
Yeah.
But this man Fanboy just insisted that it was a vampire bite, and he said, "Yes,
I can feel the vampire blood coursing through my veins."
Now it was the next day at school when the guys were on the playground when Cal sees Fanboy hanging upside down on the monkey bars, and he was like, "What are you doing?" He says, "Duh, I'm sleeping. It's what us vampires do during the day." Cal says, "Yeah, right. You're a vampire. What do they call you? Count Dracula." This man then falls off the monkey bars, and of course Cal wasn't going for this. He tells Fanboy that he's obviously not a vampire, because if he were, the sun would destroy him. This is when Fanboy starts doing the most.
There! The sunlight! Touching my vampire skin!
Come on, bro. Now at this point, Cal had enough and tells Fanboy, "Oh brother, you're not a vampire, and thank God, because the thought of an immortal Fanboy is just downright preposterous." Now Fanboy didn't know what the word immortal meant, so after Cal explained the meaning, he throws a book at this man's face and tells him he should read sometimes. Now Chum Chum was super upset about this because he really thought Fanboy was an actual vampire and had thought he would live forever. This is when Fanboy suggests that he bite Chum Chum's neck so he can transform him into a vampire and live forever as well. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but it was just one problem with this. This man literally had no neck. So after the guys come to terms with this, Fanboy says he would do whatever it takes to get Chum Chum a neck.
Certified neck specialist.
So the guys go to a neck specialist, and this was incredibly creepy. I mean, he introduces himself as Dr. Acula and asks the guys what he could do for them. Now Fanboy was like, "I know this is going to sound a bit weird, but I'm a vampire." Now this made Dr. Acula spit out his coffee because, well, I don't know if you noticed, but he's an actual vampire. And obviously Fanboy wasn't. Now Fanboy tells this man,
"Don't be scared. You aren't in any danger."
"You might want to wear this garlic necklace though." Now the guys tell Dr. Acula that their plan was for him to somehow give Chum Chum a neck so that Fanboy could bite him. And you already know this man was excited about this. Just look at him. Now he does this procedure on Chum Chum and gives this man the most longest neck and had already attempted to bite him.
Magnificent.
Hey, Chum Chum, how did it turn out?
Now this was absolutely hilarious because this man Chum Chum couldn't even eat anymore. But anyways, Dr. Acula gets Chum Chum to sign some papers, but his main reason for doing this was so that he could bite his neck. But before he could do this man Fanboy shines a super bright light on Chum Chum, and this cooked Dr. Acula to actual bacon.
It's almost sunrise!
Now it was also around the time they realized it was sunrise, and this made Dr. Acula very anxious because he wanted to bite Chum Chum before they had a chance to leave. He gets super impatient with the guys and says, "Man, f this. And before he could bite Chum Chum, Fanboy steps in the way and gets bitten on the head. He says,
If anyone is gonna snack on my best friend, it's gonna be me.
Dr. Acula then screams and says, "Hold on. Could I have bitten you before?" Fanboy tells him, "Nope, the vampire who bit me only had one fang." He looks at Fanboy's neck and says, "You idiot, a mosquito made that bite. I made this one." So Fanboy actually was a vampire this entire time. What the actual frick? Dr. Acula says, "No wonder I have had the desire to drink Freezy Freeze and play video games all day, and I couldn't stop passing gas."
Sorry, I missed that last part.
Now keep in mind, he bit this man twice, so more of Fanboy's idiot blood is now coursing through his veins. He then says he must get to his coffin quick, but this man stumbles outside and gets absolutely cooked.
Tell Janice to cancel my 3 o'clock!
Now after this, Fanboy has stated that he felt very weird after that second bite. This man then bites Chum Chum. The guys then pop up at the Frosty Mart and terrorize this man Bug. Just take a look at this.
Not cool, guys.
I think it's safe to say they had Bug stew that night. But anyways guys, thanks for watching this video, and be sure to tell me down below if you got to witness this show in its prime. But until next time, peace.